unannounced live stream. I need some help. I need some guests, like potential guests or interviewees coming up on both of my YouTube channels. So I thought I would make a video while I'm sitting in Costa Rica sweating about topics that I want to cover over the next few weeks on both of my YouTube channels and see if anybody is available to be a guest to talk on that thing. I didn't realize I was so sweaty. I didn't feel that sweaty. But as soon as I looked at myself on Ecamm Live, I'm like, maybe this could have waited. I'm in Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica, and it's the beach, and it's hot and humid. It's not like San Jose, where I usually am in Costa Rica. And I'm in polyester. I'm in a full-on polyester, and I'm like, not smart. The housekeeper is cleaning the room, my room. So I just have a few more minutes before I can go back in. I just wiped off half my eyebrow. I have a few more minutes before I can go back into my room, into the air conditioning. It's a beautiful resort. Let's see, can you see it? Beautiful resort. And it's Monday afternoon, so lots of people have checked out. A lot of the doors are like open as if housekeeping has cleaned them and is going back to change the sheets or whatever. And so lots of empty rooms, but I leave tomorrow. I am in the only room in this complex with no balcony, which is also why I'm out at the pool instead of inside, because I'm in the only room with no balcony. I don't know if it's because I checked in late. I didn't get here until about 8 p.m. the night that I checked in. I don't know how that happened because I know I booked the same. I would not book a room with less than everybody else. And then then I went and asked the next day while the electricity was out. We had a fire. I posted that on Instagram. I asked the next day, and of course there was no electricity. And then by the time I went back and asked again, they were like, "No, we don't have any more rooms available until Monday." So I could get into a balcony room today for one more night, but it's not worth it. I'm not moving my stuff over right for one day. So, hi, who's here? I don't know if you were here, but what I'm doing is just putting out a little call for interviewees for my next few weeks on my channels. Hello, Aileen Brown. Good afternoon. Hello, Positively Prill. Hey, April. Hi, Winnie B. Hello, I'm a spirit artist. Hey, the word engineer. Hi, April Dean Hunter. Hey, Tracy Mills. Tracy Mills says interview Dr. Tracy Marks about when you need therapy versus coaching. Okay, that's a good idea. Let me write that on my list. I have a list of people that I want to interview when you need therapy versus coaching. Okay, thanks so much, Tracy Mills. I am a person who will pitch strangers. I don't know Dr. Tracy Marks, and she has a humongous channel, but I will pitch a stranger in a heartbeat. Because all she can do is ignore me. The worst she can do is ignore me or her team or whatever. Hi, guys. Okay, so here are some things I'd like to talk about between my two channels um, that I need some interviewees about. I'm sorry about the sweating. I really didn't realize I was that sweaty. Sometimes once I start talking, I start sweating when I wasn't feeling that sweaty earlier to begin with. Okay, so things I want to talk about soon. I want to talk, well, okay, the first thing is not a conversation. It's what is anybody here right now in the mental health space? Anyone here a health professional, a therapist, or a mental health person? I know that BetterHelp had a controversy. BetterHelp is an app for therapy, right? Resources for people, and they were selling people's medical records illegally. Okay. What I want to know from people in the mental health space is, what is your opinion of BetterHelp today? I'm going to have a conversation with them about sponsoring my channel. Okay, my OG channel. I'm going to have a conversation with them very soon about sponsoring my channel. But people in the mental health space, what is y'all's opinion of them? Are they gone for good? Do we not know her anymore? Or would you be okay with a YouTube channel that you respected having them as a sponsor? Would you need some questions answered from them first? Or are you like, girl, it's whatever, do whatever? This is particularly for therapists and for people in the mental health space because they're the ones who know, right? They're the ones who know. So what is your opinion? Most people probably didn't know about BetterHelp's scandal, but I do. I'm aware that people use influencers to rehab their uh, brands. Frankly, I want people to pay for sponsorship on my channel. But I do want them to be brands that are not the worst. So I'm torn. I'm torn. I know that there were some changes. I think they may even have changed CEOs. Like they've made some changes and they want to get back out into the world. So I want therapists to tell me where are they now in the therapy space? What do therapists think of BetterHelp today? And what would your reaction be to them being a sponsor on my channel? Serious question. Okay? Serious question. All right. So the next thing so now I have a list of things I would like to interview people on. First thing is how to decide between retiring at 62 versus 65 versus 67 versus 70, whatever. How are people in that age category deciding when to retire? And this is something that I think would be a good round robin video, the kind of video that I do that's really short. And a lot of people, I've interviewed 4 or 5 different people about their experiences. So if you're a person who had to make that decision recently, or you know someone, I would love for them to holler at me about being interviewed on my channel. I would like 4 or 5 or 6 Black women to discuss this sometime soon on my original channel, on the Stephanie Perry channel. So that's number one, how to decide between retiring at 62 versus 65 versus 67. This is not a conversation for those of you who want to retire early, right? It's time. It's like I'm in the window now. Now, how do I choose? I know a lot of the people in the audience are looking to retire early, so this is not that, okay? Next group the next person I guess I would like to interview would be for this channel, and it would be how I became a known person in my field or in my space or in my industry, right? How I became a known person. A known person is relative. If you think people in your space know you as a person who does a thing, then you're a known person, right? Even if it's only the people in your space, I'm fine with that. I'm in a hotel right now where the morning after I checked in, I walked downstairs to breakfast. No, I was sitting at breakfast already, and I heard 2 American voices coming down the steps for breakfast. I looked, and they're Black, and I said good morning to him. He says good morning. He sits down, and then I turn and I say good morning to her. She says, I'm your YouTube subscriber. I know you from YouTube. How do you become the person who does the thing on YouTube? It's something that I specialize in. It's something that I coach and that I teach people how to do. But it's also a thing that I would like to interview other people on, right? Interview people on how you became a known person in your field, your space, your movement, whatever. So that's a thing. That's another thing. Back over to my original channel, I'd like to do a video on practicing. Can you practice African spirituality and still be a Christian? Some of the women in my audience are looking for something more internal, which is my understanding of African spirituality. There are some practices that are more internal and less external. Christianity was given to us, but there's an internal, ancestral something that a lot of Black women are moving towards or feeling pulled towards or called towards, but some don't want to leave Christianity. So I'd like to have that conversation on my original YouTube channel. I don't have an opinion either way. As a person who is like, I don't have an opinion either way. Person who was raised Christian, raised Baptist, and still knows the Bible. I don't have an opinion either way. But that's a conversation I would love to have. So if you know anybody who would like to talk that talk on my original channel, please holler at me or holler at them. This next video would be for either channel. I think I'd love to talk to someone about them dropping out of the fire movement, someone who burned out of fire. The fire movement can be really restrictive if you do it a certain way. I don't mean it has to be restrictive. I don't mean it has to be really restrictive to gain your financial independence. I mean that a lot of the people who teach it in a very restrictive way, and I think people drop out. I don't know for sure. We'll find out. So I have an open call for someone. I would love to interview someone or someone's plural who dropped out of the fire movement. I think that could be on either channel. It depends on what they had, what they want to talk about, right? But I think that would probably be best on my original channel, but it may also be a video for this channel. We'll see. Next thing I'd like to interview someone about, and I'm looking for speakers or interviewees on, is destinations that celebrate Black culture. Top destinations that celebrate Black culture. I guess it could be destinations and like events. It could be destinations. It could be events. I'm here in Costa Rica. I'm here in Puerto Viejo, and the national park that I went to yesterday, Cahuita National Park, has a monument to the Afro descendants. And I read the whole monument plaque. It's in Spanish, and it was probably 10, 12 lines, and I read the whole plaque in Spanish. There was one word that was repeated a couple times that I don't know. And so those are the things. Hi, Karen. So Karen says I retired at 71. I'm now in my 70s, retired at 71. I'd love to be a guest. Okay, would you mind emailing me, Stephanie@vicarious.com, and saying that in the subject line of the email, put YouTube guest or YouTube guest retirement, please, in the subject line, YouTube guest retirement, if you don't mind. And anyone else who, when I read these off, anyone else who was like, yeah, I'd love to be the person who comes and talks about that thing, would you email me, please? I am going to go inside of the Exodus Summit community and look for some people as well. Thanks. Hi, Karen. When you I like to get YouTube guests who have already made YouTube videos, because it's just really it's easier to know what they're going to say, how they're going to come across if they already have a YouTube video. But these specific videos I think are okay for people who have never done this, right? For some things I do look for specifically people who have a YouTube channel who talk this talk all the time. It's a way of knowing what they're going to say. I like surprises, but I don't like my channel to end up, I don't like ending up having a guest on my channel who I can't stand, right? I really like to know what you think about a thing in depth. And the best way for me to know in depth what you think about a thing is for you to have already had a YouTube channel where you've talked about your thing over and over. But for these, I think these are beginner friendly, intro friendly. So thank you. Karen says yes. Okay, thank you. If you'll email me, I'll reach out, find some other people, and then holler at you about when we can possibly schedule some time. I think that video I like to do round robin videos pre-recorded, but I think that would be more helpful live. Let me write this down. Karen Hudson will email retired at 70. Thank you. Okay, so I think this would be good live because there are going to be questions that I won't know to ask, right? As a person who has not gone through the traditional retirement process. So I think this might be live. So I'll holler at you. Anybody who emails me, we'll work on finding a schedule. Hi, Nirel. Nirel says maybe PGT can help polling her audience in an email. Who quit fire? PGT. P Girl Travels. Adelia. Okay, listen. Yeah, maybe Adele can help by polling her audience in an email who quit fire and why, since she's spoken to this audience. That's a good idea. I'll ask her. She may just know some people. Maybe I'll ask her. Let me write that there. Fire movement dropouts. Ask Adelia for recommendations. ADAI for recs. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah, those are the things. Yeah, and if you weren't here earlier, I also want therapists, and you can do that in the chat. If you're a therapist or if you work in the mental health space, start your comment with that. I'm a therapist or I'm a social worker or whatever. My question originally is, what is your opinion of BetterHelp, the app? And what it would be your opinion of me having them as a paid sponsor on my channel, on my original channel, Stephanie Perry, not this new channel, the original channel. I'm looking for therapists to say yes, it's fine, do it, or no. Are you crazy? They're the worst. You don't want to be caught up in that. All right. Oh, poverty to paradise. Good question. Social Security is the question. Social Security is the question. When to collect Social Security? That's a good point because you can retire but put off collecting Social Security. And my question is collect, I'm fixing that now. When to decide between collecting Social Security? Thank you for that. Thank you. That's my question. How to decide between collecting Social Security at 62, 65, 67, 70 something. Thank you for that. Okay. Yeah, Aileen says that would be a great topic as I get closer to my mid 50s, wondering when I should retire. Yeah, so yes. So just like Poverty to Paradise is reminding us, retirement and collecting Social Security are two different things. You can do one without the other. You can retire today if you got the money to live today until you start collecting Social Security or until something in the future, some future money. You can retire today, right? And then collect that Social Security later. That's a great distinguishing point. Yeah, yeah. So those are the things I want to talk about in the next couple of months. Yeah. Hi, Iona Ringgold. Hi. On this channel, I do things kind of haphazardly. As needed. This is a channel where I do things as needed. It's the PRN channel. It's been called the Step channel from time to time. But this is the business, behind the scene business channel. So I like to, so this is a behind the scene business things. Getting guests on your channel is a behind the scene part of running a media business, right? Running a YouTube channel. So this is where I do those kinds of things. CC, hi CC. That's my dilemma. I'm 60 now, trying to make that decision. Okay, yeah, I think that this is a thing that we need help with. I think that there are more women inside of the community who will have that same question, or maybe don't know to ask the question even. Just assume the answer is one. This is the answer, and don't know that you have options. So I'd like to help with that, and I can't help with that. And the way that you do these things on YouTube, when you're not the expert or you don't know, I don't know nothing about this subject. When you don't know, you bring on people who know. Yeah, Sibangle, who is We Don't Retire, We Ascend. Hi, Sibangle. I retired in January. I'll apply for Social Security when I turn 62, which is how much time space between those two things? Sparkling Jewel, I'm 62. I'll retire at 65 with 100% pension. Gives me time to save my money. 100% pension, huh? One of the last, probably. Where do you work? Not where do you work? What kind of work, what industry are you in? 100% pension is really impressive, girl. Yes. Okay, nice. Yeah, see, Bangle, my parents didn't live to see retirement age. Yeah, that's why we don't talk about waiting to retire, right? And that's why I'm glad that that was put to my attention, because I'm not here to tell you to wait to retire. I just mean, when do you collect Social Security? There's a difference. Retire today. Retire today, okay? Live off your savings, something. And then when do you collect Social Security? Hey, Nichelle, that's my question. Okay, so October. So you retired in January. We'll apply for Social Security in October, right? So you just needed to live from January to October when you can collect Social Security and you know how much you're going to get from monthly from then on. Yeah, I think that's a conversation that more Black women should have. More of us should have that conversation instead of just doing things one way. instead of just waiting for one particular time. And then why Sibongle? If you want to email me, Stephanie@vicarious.com if you want to be in on this video. And then why 65, 62 and not waiting to 65? If you're already retired, why not start collecting later, right? How did you decide to retire now and then start collecting then? And why not later when you'll get more Social Security money, perhaps? Those are questions that I would like to see asked and answered for women in that space right now. Women who are feeling that right now. Hey, Estella, you're welcome. Hey, Feed Your Inner Chef. Hi. All right, friends. So that's it. That's all I got going on. Yeah, I don't have any real updates or anything to give you. Costa Rica's nice. Resort's nice. Sweating. Sweating. Very, very sweating. I got lipstick on my teeth. I'm very, very sweaty and whatever, but no complaints. And then I get to San Jose tomorrow. I drive from here to San Jose tomorrow, where I won't be very sweating. I'll be back to normal San Jose weather, which will also be rainy, I think. I think here, even though it's rainy season here as well, it'll also be rainy there. It'll be rainier there. But I'm glad to get there, and I'm house sitting. I'm house sitting for Kat, who is one of my friends and also a subscriber on my channel. You've seen her in the chat a lot. I'm house sitting for her for her dog for a few days, and then I move into an Airbnb, and then I'll get to sit still for a little bit, just for a little while. And then I go to Charlotte, and then I come back, and then I get to sit still for a little while. Yeah. NP Guru. I just had a conversation with a colleague regarding pastoral or spiritual care versus mental health counseling. I train people to become SDC for Black therapists, to become, I don't know what SDC is. Spiritual. What could it be? Nope, I don't have any plans to house sit Tico this time. But you never know. If they pop up on the app, I'll take it. A little rowdy cat time. No time, no Tico this time. I'm house sitting for one dog who is not crazy about strangers, but I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine. SDC, spiritual directors? I don't know what that is. Okay, so let me read this again. I train people to become spiritual directors for therapists. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay. I'm sorry about the sweating, the increased sweating. Maybe I should finish my beer. I'm trying to remember what I know about Pilsen. Is it a Costa Rican or is it a... I don't have reading glasses and I need reading glasses. Made in Costa Rica. Hecho in Costa Rica. Yeah, this is Pilsen. Made in Costa Rica is what I drink when I'm just sitting around. Ooh, okay. I guess it's time for me to say goodbye because y'all don't want to sit here and watch me sweat for much longer. I promise you, I was feeling hot, but I wasn't feeling sweaty until I started talking. There's some sort of talk response that makes me sweaty, even when I'm, right, just like chilling. I'm not even thinking hard. It's not the thinking hard that has me sweating. Some people, because of when I was born, can't collect 100% until 67. Yes, full retirement has changed to 67 moving forward, or you leave 30% on the table. Yes, I know that, but what I also know is some people are fine with the 30%. How do you decide if you want what you can get now at 62 versus waiting until you get the full meal deal? I'd like to have that conversation on my channel. Yeah. Yeah, NP Guru. I train Black, Indigenous, and people of color to become spiritual directors. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so maybe that's a conversation when therapy versus coaching versus spiritual care. My mom was a hospital chaplain, and she's an ordained minister. So maybe that's the connection. No, because Karen, I was drinking the beer. I'm almost done with this beer. All right. I've been drinking this beer for quite a while. No sweating. I was sitting here, not just like warm and humid, but not sweating, not like dripping sweat into my face. But as soon as I hit go live, I started dripping sweat. It's something about the talking. It really is something about the talking. You would think I was doing like hard calculations, math. I'm just talking to y'all. I have my little fan though. I have my little fan from Amazon. It looks like a little teddy bear. It's got a little teddy bear face on it. I've had this for quite a while, and I charged it before I left Delaware. I charged my little fan. Okay, so yeah, that's the list, and I would love a therapist to let me know their answer. Nobody here is a therapist about BetterHelp. Let me scroll back. Did I miss it? I'm scrolling. Danielle, I'd want to know how BetterHelp made the decision to sell the info and how they use the info they collect and who they have in place in their product and marketing departments now. As far as I understand, so I did some basic Googles. I didn't do a whole lot of research. They reached out to me, said we'd like to be a sponsor on your channel, my original channel. And I did a quick Google search and I was like, ooh. My understanding is that they sold the information to Facebook, who has all our information anyway, right? I think that's what I heard. Wait, I don't know. Let me stop talking about that. I don't know. I don't know who they sold the information to or what. But I think there has been some major shakeups, some required by law, and some internal. Uh, and I just want to know what a therapist or therapists, Black women therapists, would think about them being a sponsor on the channel. As you know, my goal is for white men to pay me for the work that I do. I consider most of my pricing subsidized by my YouTube channel, right? Most of the things that I do, the price is lower than I would set the price because I consider my work subsidized. My coaching calls, my community, all of that subsidized by my YouTube channel. But my YouTube channel is making far less money than it was a couple of years ago, right? A couple of years ago, I could count on $4,000 per month. Now I'm at $2,500, $2,800 per month from YouTube ad revenue. Uh, and even if it wasn't down, I would still want sponsors. I still want sponsors. I still want that money. I don't want to leave money on the table, right? As a black creator, I think I have a responsibility to make sure that I'm not leaving money on the table because people are throwing money at white creators. Um, so that's it. There will be sponsors on the channel this year, right? That is a thing that I'm moving towards. There will be sponsored videos on the channel this year. And I just want, from somebody in the mental health space, I just want their opinion on BetterHelp today. So they're not anymore. Of course, it was illegal, and they were fined and punished, and all of this. And I believe they lost their CEO had to, or they had to fire the CEO and all that. Right? There was repercussions, and now they're trying to rebound or repair their um, business. Yeah. Positively Prill. I just read the FTC settlement agreement, and they'll need to pay you a lot to endorse them. Okay. April said, don't accept jump change. Yeah. 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 So those are the things that I'm focusing on for the next little bit. No, I don't know that. Nirel's question is, have you considered a PR manager to bring in corporate sponsors? I don't think that's how these things are done. Um, and NP Guru says there are better options for advertisers. I already pay a person to pitch for me, and I spend a significant amount of time pitching myself to people. And you see, I don't have sponsors on the channel. I've had one sponsored video once in the 5 years my channel existed. I have 162, I think, thousand subscribers on that channel. I'm not getting sponsorship dollars, and so something's got to change, right? There are white creators in a similar space, maybe not the exact same space, but there are white creators in a similar space with 1/10 of my subscriber count, with 16,000 subscribers, who are raking in the sponsor money. And like I just said, I think as a black, I have a responsibility to make better money on my channel. So yes, there are better options, but BetterHelp is the option that is reaching out to me. Sure, there are better options. I spend hundreds of dollars per quarter paying someone to pitch me to people. I pay someone hundreds of dollars every quarter to pitch me to potential sponsors. I need some sponsorship dollars in order to make it make sense, Right? Like, they're throwing money at white creators. I don't know a white channel with 162,000 subscribers who has made less sponsorship money than me. I'm about to go to VidCon in June, late June, in Southern California. And I hope I'll make some friends with some white creators who are open, or make friends, the whatever way, make friends with, have some conversations with some white creators who are open about their money. So I can see just how discrepant the discrepancy is. But I know it's a really, really, really serious discrepancy, major discrepancy. I can't remember what Cambly paid me. I believe it was $2,500 for that sponsored video. Might have been I think $1,500 for a sponsored video. With now I didn't have 100,000 subscribers back then. I think I maybe had 75,000 subscribers. Right. That's all. That's all the sponsorship money I've made on my channel ever. I have 100. But I don't know if some of you may not have no idea how much money these people are raking in. There are people who are raking in $10,000 for a video, right? People my channel's my size, $10,000 for a video, thousands of dollars for one Instagram reel, for some Instagram stories, right? I want mine. I want mine, right? Uh, so that's what's happening. That is a focus for me for the next few weeks until it's time to switch to Exodus Summit time. I am all in on getting sponsors on that channel, or this channel, but that channel is the better. I don't know. I think that channel is more likely to get attention from sponsors. Hasn't yet. Hasn't yet. Right? People often mention black brands to me, but I pitch and we pitch and we pitch and we pitch and we have conversations and we have phone calls, right? It's not just the hundreds of dollars that I've spent on sponsorship pitching. It's the amount of time, it's the phone calls, it's the updated media kits, it's the emails and emails and emails over and over. So I really want to recuperate some money. I've put a lot of money into getting sponsors and have not gotten sponsors. So yeah, definitely. Nichelle says, I think age and race play into it. Absolutely. Which is crazy because black women over 50 have the money for things. Selena Hostel is right down the road. I drove my car. I have a rental car. I drove down to Selena Hostel the other day. I had lots of conversation with Selena Hostels about that, about them sponsoring my other channel. And they just couldn't get past the fact that my audience was black women, even though black women over 50 have the money to do things, right? You want to sponsor a channel that has a bunch of 18-year-olds subscribe. What 18-year-old do you know has the money to travel full time? Right? Now, I rode to that Selena hostel, and it's the pits. The hostel, the Selena hostel in Puerto Viejo is the pits. I wouldn't stay there, right? I've stayed in some beautiful hostels all over the world, right? But that's a different conversation. No, it wasn't. It was Selena Hostel? Wait, it was a different house. No, it was Hostel World. Now I said all this about Selena. It was Hostel World, the platform. They just, as soon as we talked demographics, his eyes glazed over, right? Meanwhile, they're throwing money at these people who have subscribers who are 18, 19, 20. No money, no time to travel, working 2 and 3 jobs. Yeah, so Asian race plays into it. But part of the responsibility of a good pitch is to show them what they're missing. So that's the thing that me and my people, my Francis on the Exodus Summit side, and now Celeste on the Stephanie Perry media side, have to overcome. Right? And we're always, yeah, Anita, always ignored. Yeah, like, come on. And the people that we talk to, they're like in their 40s and 50s. That man from Hostel World, he had to be my age. Come on. Get it together. Get it together. So that's what's happening. That's the focus. So anyway, that's the focus for this channel for my channels for the next couple weeks. Getting these particular videos out into the world with guests. So getting guests lined up for these videos and um, getting sponsors. I hope you could hear because of the fan. I just realized that the thing would be picking up the fan noise. That's the focus. Hey, Diamond. I'm good. I'm sweaty, but I'm good. How are you? I'm in Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica. And things are good. I'm in a beautiful complex. I don't know. Hotel. Whatever. Beautiful place. People have been nice. I don't think I've eaten. I had a good sushi. I went to a restaurant with sushi the other day. Just like Puerto Viejo is like a real chill, relaxed beach town. Excuse me. So I had some good sushi the second night. I don't remember what else I've been eating. And then here at the hotel, the breakfast is good. The typical breakfast is good. Uh, so yeah, so good food, good weather. It rains most of them. It's been raining in the mornings, or some of the mornings. I don't know, but before I'm ready to do stuff. So good weather. So no complaints. No complaints, Michelle. Some of these brands swear that only young people and their dollars matter, including black brands. That's right. I mean, it's not like I'm not pitching black brands, right? Right? It's the same, right? It's the same conversation no matter who's on the other end, right? As soon as I be like, black women over 50, I'd be like, get serious. Get serious. It doesn't matter who's on the other end. Um, but that's all that to say. That is a plan for my channel, but the channel's not going anywhere. I'm not sometimes when I say things and I express emotion and feelings, people think that means that it's the end. I'm just saying that's the state of things. It's a state of things that I want to change around here, but it is what it is. We're going to keep going. If my prices have to go up, prices have to go up just because I want things to, but I really do like the idea of things being subsidized by my channel, by my AdSense, and by the sponsors, right? That's the way I have been pricing things. That's why I always tell people, let's get on the business conversation for a second. That's why I always tell people, you can't set your prices based on my prices, right? Because I consider my prices, my stuff subsidized by my YouTube AdSense. right? YouTube AdSense is declining, but it's still there and it's every month. It's consistent. It's consistent, even though it fluctuates, it's still consistent every month. So I consider a lot of things subsidized by that. So you can't set your prices based on my prices, right? I can sell a digital product for $97. You may not want to price your thing at $97, right? You may need to price it higher. All right, yeah. Can I start saying 35 and up? I've got to say, they can see they can see part of my stats. I want to be real about the stats. Now, I did go to a sponsorship training, and he told me specifically just stop saying black women and say women. I've had two different people in the sponsorship space, two different like known prominent people in the sponsorship space say stop saying your audience is black women and just say women. Stop saying black women over 50 or black, and say women over 50 and see what that does for you. And they're like respected, big people in the space. And I was like, okay, let's see, right? We'll see what happens. In 2020, all of these businesses were so committed to black women, but their money does not reflect that. We had a conversation with a winemaker that black women love and that uses black women's lingo on their branding. And they played oh, we're so broke, we're so poor. And next thing you know, they had a big, big rollout with this really famous white influencer that I know cost them more than what we were asking, right? Some things are just going to be. They're going to be the way they're going to be. But we're going to keep moving. We're going to do what we got to do. Look at that. Look how sweaty I got. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. We're going to do what we're going to do. Nichelle says her audience is 22 to 45 and still crickets. Yeah, that's what they told me. I don't know if you... They said, just say women, right? In your pitch email, just say women, not black women. See what happens. So that's a change that we've made very recently. Yeah, Nichelle says, as soon as they see your face, they know your audience is black women. That's what they told me to try. I'm going to try it because I paid these people good money for their consultations. I consulted with them for good money. Yeah, I do. It's discouraging because, like I said, when I go to VidCon and I talk to some of these people, some of these women, these white women, are going to be making tens of thousands of dollars per video. Tens of thousands of dollars per sponsored video. And I'm talking about, nope, nothing, zero. Last year, 2024, 2023 sponsorship money, zero. 2022, zero. 2021, $1,500. And that sucks. It sucks. Yeah, your cousins, Yvonne. Yeah. We don't have it. We can't do it. Right? But putting black girl this and black girl that on every label have not paid one black girl influencer. Right? I saw some tweets and some TikToks. We call them TikToks the other day. Not the other day, weeks or months ago, saying shop black owned, not black themed. Right? Not black themed, not black imitating. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, I just ask questions. That's why I'm here to ask about BetterHelp because I believe they'll pay me. I'm just here to ask some questions and get some clarity. And I also don't think they'll see this video. If they do, they do. But I don't think they'll see this channel. But if they do, they do. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. P.S. Beloved says, topic idea: move abroad to a U.S. territory as a hack to avoid visa complications like Guam, Puerto Rico. CNMI. CNMI. I know USVI. What's CNMI? Yeah, I asked somebody the other day if they wanted to talk about Puerto Rico. I did pitch someone the other day to talk about Puerto Rico because it could be an option. But Puerto Rico is a little sick of American mainland people coming over there. It's kind of, I guess, that's kind of common now. April, what about resorts and trade and tourism departments? Yeah, so I've been instructed to do that too. I've been instructed in the U.S. tourism departments have good money. So I've been instructed to do that. It just would mean U.S. travel, which I don't talk a whole lot about, but I do, especially when I'm house sitting. So, yeah, that's on the list. That's on the list. Feed Your Inner Chef. Hi, I'd love to talk on the subject of eating healthier for energy and focus for women. Oh, it's not a topic I wouldn't consider. I think it would need to be more specific to, well, I think, so I wouldn't mind it if it was more specific to midlife women. I don't know how old you are. I would love to have this conversation with someone who's not a 20, okay. I'd love to have this conversation with someone who's not a 20 something or even a 30 something, right? Someone who's over 40, um, and who has something to say that is different, maybe that goes against conventional wisdom, right? Maybe something that's not what we hear all the time. I don't know that I need to talk about eating on food on my channel with my audience unless you have something to say that is different or a different approach or something. That's my answer. My email address is stephanie@vicarious.com. The awkward black nomad, someone asked me why black women only make content for themselves. Right? Yeah. They don't get it until, they don't get it. But what I usually say, my response to that usually is, my response to why is this for black women only is, when is the last time you called out a space for not including black women? If you've never called out a space for not including black women, then get out of my face. Get out of my face. When is the last time you saw a conference lineup or a board of directors or an advertising campaign and said, y'all, when are y'all going to include some black women? If you've never done that, get out of my face. A sponsor, a different sponsor who I may still sign the contract with, sent me some stuff to put on, sent me some B-roll to use as the ad on the video. Not a black woman in the video. Right? Like, I really, really, really want to work with you. You got not a black woman in the video. So now I'm going to have to create something, which is not my specialty, right? I don't edit video. I don't do, create something because I don't want to use this B-roll of white women living their happy lives on my channel. My understanding with them was the selling of the information. That's why I'm asking therapists to, hi Kyoka, I'm asking therapists what is the like what are their thoughts on better help today? Has there been an improvement? Do they has their reputation improved any or what? Okay, thanks, Michelle. Mariana Islands, is that in the tropics? Well, I don't know the Mariana Islands. Is that over near Guam? I don't know where that is. Yeah. Okay. Then email me, feed your inner chef, Stephanie@vicarious.com. Yeah. I don't listen, some conversations I'm not talking to a 20 something about. Because I've been a 20 something. I don't want to hear. I'm not doing that. Some things a 20 something can teach us. 20 somethings, when I was in my 40s, 20 somethings taught me how to take a career break. Okay? But I don't want to talk to a 20 something about health. I don't. Southern Rose Tia D. I used to do tax audits on people living in U.S. territories. There's some unique tax things, but it's a whole lot easier than moving abroad. Okay, okay, then let me consider that. I did consider Puerto Rico. I didn't consider adding in the U.S. Virgin Islands to that video, but it could be a separate video. But the person who I asked was like, "Girl, we don't want a whole lot of mainland Americans coming over to Puerto Rico, right? They messing it up." So that may be a video that will never happen. That may be something that'll never happen. Maya Spikes writes, I love that response about black women's content. Yeah. Until you do that, get out of my face. Have you ever, never, one time, I know, listen, every time a conference, something is posted, I do a little scroll. Every time we see somebody's board of directors listed, every time they do the company newsletter, and they show that all the employees, right? When is the last time you've seen that, the whiteness of those spaces, and said, how come y'all aren't including, maybe not specifically black women, but how come you're not including people who are not white people? If you don't do that kind of advocacy, the least you could do, if you don't do the least you could do, then stay away from this. Stay away from here. Stay away. Stay away. It is the Mariana Islands are part of Guam. Okay. Okay. Thank you for teaching me new things today. Teaching me new things. Teaching me new things. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see if maybe if we do get the Puerto Rico video made, then I'll move over to the others next. Yeah, I'm in the hotel. The housekeeper just finished cleaning my room, and so I needed to leave my room. She was in there, and I wanted to leave while she was in there working. Monday is a work day for me today. It's not normally, but I'm off schedule. Normally Monday is not a work day for me, but I needed to sit somewhere and do some things, and so I'm outside at the pool, and there's a little speaker up there playing some chill music, doing some things. Yeah, USVI is expensive. Yeah, I wouldn't, if, yeah, I wouldn't start with the Virgin Islands. That's why I thought I would start with Puerto Rico. Uh, we'll see. But these islands are fed up with people moving there and ruining things. So it may happen, it may not happen. Nichelle says healthcare in Puerto Rico is poor. There's a black couple who had their child in Dubai because of the poor health services in Puerto Rico. Okay. I don't recall ever hearing any of the people who I have known who have spent significant time in Puerto Rico talking about healthcare in Puerto Rico, as a matter of fact. So that's a good point. Yeah, I don't recall. I don't know, because the people that I know, like know as in like watch on YouTube, none of them are retirement age or none of them are even in their 50s, I don't think. So I don't know that I've ever heard anyone talk about that type of healthcare in Puerto Rico or any kind of healthcare. So that's a good point. Okay. All right. Well, friends, thanks for hanging out with me for a while. How long have we been talking? Oh, I was going to say 20 minutes. It's been almost an hour. Thank you for hanging out with me for a while. Thank you for answering my questions. If you know someone who wants to talk on one of these subjects, tell them to email me, stephanie@vicarious.com. I just told you, I like to hear from grown-ups. I like to talk to and interview grown-ups on my channel, especially when it makes sense, right? Sometimes a young person can teach us things. I like grown-ups. I like people who like black women, right? I don't like to talk to people who not. So I only interview black women on my channel, except for I've had two men on my channel. One, two, yeah, two men on my channel. But I only interview black women and only interview black women who love black women, right? I don't interview black women who are not down for black women. So let that be the, the deciding factor for you on whether or not you want to tell somebody who I'm looking for, okay? I'm looking to interview people on deciding whether to collect Social Security, deciding on what age to collect Social Security. I'm looking to interview people on how they became a known person in their space, and especially their online space. Um, I'd like to interview some people on how can you practice African spirituality and still be a Christian? And it's okay if her perspective is no, drop Christianity and get with the African spirituality. Thank you. I'm okay with that opinion. I don't have an opinion. I'm looking for some fire movement dropouts to interview on my channel. I'm looking for somebody to talk on destinations celebrating Black culture, destinations or events. I should have put that in there. So if you or someone you love, if you or someone you know would like to be a guest on either one of my channels talking about those things, yeah, I did. I've already hollered at the Mom Trotter. Yeah, I've been doing some work. I already hollered at Karen. I've met Karen in real life. I would say she's my friend. You know how I am about saying people are my friends. She is actually my friend. So I've already hollered at the Mom Trotter about talking about their family sabbatical. Karen Akpan. Oh, I don't know if she says her last name on the internet, but the Mom Trotter. But she's my actual friend. We've met in real life. So that should be coming soon, hopefully. Her schedules are funny. She and her family are in Italy. Schedules are funny, but that should be coming soon. We just talked on perimenopause on the sleep video with Dr. Robin. Pray, travel, eat. Hello. So please go watch Dr. Robin's video on sleep, even if sleep is not your concern, because she talked about the connection between food and chemicals, food and things we put in and on our bodies, and their effect on our sleep and their effect on perimenopause. We'll talk about it again. Yeah, but we'll talk about it in a more specific video as well. H&D Abroad. Hi, friends. Tasha's Journeys is a guest. Is great to talk about Social Security. She's a CPA. Let me take a screenshot. Thank you. I didn't do the right screenshot. I want to do the mini screenshot. Thank you. Tasha's Journey. Tasha. Yeah, I think that's Tasha that I know. Thank you. Wait, no. The Tasha I know is Financial Garden. I think it's a different Tasha. She is a money person, but it's a different Tasha, I think. Okay. Yeah, I think that talk conversation with Dr. Robin was great. I haven't done a good job of promoting it out on the internet yet, but I'll spend the next couple of days making some shorts and some reels and stuff to get it out into the world because we covered more than just sleep. As a person who sleeps fine, that video was super helpful to me, right? So I think it was a really good video. Really, 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 really helpful conversation. I just need to do a better job of sharing it out in the world and letting people know it was about more than sleep. Hi, Anita. I just want to know, I want to talk with 4 or 5 women about how they chose when to start collecting Social Security, right? Retirement, Retiring doesn't mean you need to collect Social Security right away. So I'd like to talk about how you made that decision, right? How, even if you decide I'm retiring at 62, what if you have a little bit of savings and you can make it to 65? How did you decide when to take Social Security? Not when did you decide to how did you decide to retire? Two different, right? Am I clear on that? Email me. Just email me, Anita, Stephanie@vicarious.com. If you want to talk about how you decided when to start taking Social Security. Because the money is different at 62, 65, 67. Did you know you had a choice even? It's okay if I have somebody on there who didn't know she had a choice. She thought just because I'm retired now, so I'm taking Social Security now. I think that this is a conversation that a lot of the women in the audience will be glad to have. But I know nothing. I know nothing, right? So please, if you don't mind, email me, Stephanie@vicarious.com, if you want to be one of the people that we talk to. I think we're going to do it live, though. Normally, I do round robin interviews pre-recorded, but I think I need to do this one live because people's questions are going to be much better than my questions because I don't have any questions. I don't have any questions about Social Security because I don't know. I don't know what questions to ask. Some people do a lot of research before they bring a guest on their channel. I like to have an idea of some things we want to cover, and I like the guest and my chat to decide what questions we ask, right? Because y'all are better at having questions than I am. I am naturally not a question asker. Fun fact about me, I'm a person who's like, people will be like, yo, you talked to so and so about such and such, and they'll have like the three basic questions that they think I should have asked, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't ask. I didn't ask. I don't know. I don't know. Right? Uh, it's just not my thing. I think I know. Right? I'm a person, I'm like, I think I know the answer. So I don't have any questions. This is why live streams are so helpful to me and to the community because you have much better questions than I have. Somebody just asked me that the other day. Had to be Rashida. Now, who did I talk to that she would have said, "Did you ask him something?" I don't know. I can't think of who it would have been. But and I was like, I didn't ask that question. I think I didn't ask that question, and I think you know that. That was my response to her because I don't ask questions. I make up my own answer, or I don't have. I'm missing something. Something's missing in here. People be like, "How did you not ask this basic, simple question?" I'll be like, "I didn't ask it." Okay, that's why I live stream things. You ask the questions. Yes, Solo 2020. Can I email you about African spirituality? Please do. Stephanie at vicarious.com. If you have a list of people, please do. I like black women who like black women. I interview black women who like black women, not black women who are going to be down on black women. Y'all know. I think y'all know. Y'all get it. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. All right, friends. I said it last time, but I mean it this time. I'm going to go. You see how I stopped sweating once I started drinking my beer again? I think it was the reverse. I think it was stop drinking the beer and I started sweating. And once I picked my glass back up, the sweat cooled off. Thank you for hanging out with me this afternoon. Might be evening for some of you already. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday and a wonderful May. And I'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks for helping me. And thanks for chatting with me. Bye, guys.